Oh, Tim from Fair Play now on the 29th of April 2023. So here I am at Hope, Sussex, and as you can probably see behind me, what a beautiful venue this is. So I've been helping them out here and talking to a lot of the people involved, and it's a fantastic project. Did a little bit of electrical work. They had a water heater they needed hooking up to the supply in the kitchen area there, so I did that, and that was really the only electrical bit that needed doing today, and the rest of it is just odd jobs I've been doing, really, having a great time, getting towards the end of the day, so just going to interview a few people.
Hello, I'm Sadie. I am one of the founders and current directors of Hope Sussex Community here in beautiful Netherfield in Sussex, and my business partner Katie Jo isn't here unfortunately today, so I'm going to have a little chat with you about what we've created here at Hope, which I think is absolutely brilliant. We've got an amazing weekend going on at the moment with loads of people here volunteering their time for this weekend to help us do some really wonderful things here. And we're all volunteers here at Hope Sussex, and yeah, it's just amazing. It's a place for people to come together, our people as a community, for any ages to come and join in. We hold talks, workshops, festivals, camping, music events, all sorts, and we also operate as a home ed community centre for families to come together and to do sessions together. So it's really wonderful.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. So when did you start Hope Up, or when did it start, and who set it up?
Yeah, okay, so Hope started we first opened in September of 2021. And it was all started really through Katie Jo. She set up the Hastings and Rye Cooperative because she felt that we needed to organise a community of people together, and there was a very large group of home educating families as part of that, and so they kind of created their home ed group, and they were looking for a place to be together. Remember, this was all during lockdown when we weren't allowed to meet anywhere, and for home ed families that was really difficult as well as everybody. It was difficult, but people were meeting in woods, and this was a time when we had the police turning up in woods and telling people to move on, and it was really awful. So it was born out of a need and a necessity for families to be able to come together in a really lovely space, and safely come together and socialise and learn together really as families. And she found this place, and we have got a really amazing, a very supportive landlord here who loves the project. He's
Brilliant.
Very much behind us, which is fantastic, and we started from there, and we took over, and it was a bit run down, it needed a lot of work, and we had some fantastic volunteers come and help us get it all set up and ready. We were painting all through the summer, ready to open in the September, and this is our second year now of being open. And yeah, we function with no funding at all. We started with nothing. We've pretty much still got nothing, but through a lot of love and a lot of time that people give us, we're able to operate and stay open. We have a lot of people who really need Hope Sussex, and the children who come here really benefit from it. So we put lots of events on to fundraise and keep us open.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I was at the Uprise and Shine event in September of 21, so that must have been when you talked with Katie Jo about this place.
That's right.
So that was your pretty much your starting point, really.
That was.
Which I didn't realise. I thought you might have been going for a while.
That's when we were opening, and it was really exciting to talk at that Uprise and Shine event because, I knew what we were creating. We'd had the keys throughout the summer, and I knew it was going to be something that everybody at that Uprise and Shine event would come and use as a space, and they've all been back, and it's been great to welcome people in and say, look, we did it, we actually did it, we've made this happen, and and we're still here. Nearly 2 years on, and we've been lucky enough to host a Uprise and Shine event here. It's actually several, and we've got another one coming up on the 20th and 21st of May, and then we've got another one in September, which
Fantastic.
will be the very first weekend of September. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. This is what the space needs. It's at its best when it's full of people
Yes.
You know, chatting, and it's so vibrant and fun. And yeah, I mean, this weekend is amazing. We've got people all over the place, you know, creating.
Yeah, they come from all over the country down for these work weekends and for the events as well.
They
don't
do.
They?
They come from everywhere. We've got people. We've got 3 people who've driven down from Glasgow for this weekend.
Right.
You know, to be here because you know they've been to all of the work weekends, and you know, lovely Marie. She drives such a long way, and yeah, we've got people down from London and Kent and Surrey and everywhere. It's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So, where do you see this going in the future? What are the next steps?
Next steps? Well, next steps are we've got lots of plans here. We are in the process of putting up more polytunnels. We've got 2 more to go up. We've got more to go up after that. We're very much focused at the moment. The education side of things is running really smoothly and brilliantly. We have got about 15 tutors here, so we are, you know, that's working really well, and families are loving it. So growing food. Providing food for the community is really a massive priority for us at the moment. So that's where I see us going, you know, at the moment, and putting on more events. You know, we recently put a survey out, and the feedback was that people love to come here for, you know, community social, you know, socialising, educational events for adults. So definitely expanding the facilities that we've got here to enable that to happen would be really, really great. And I would love to see more projects like this all over the country. I would. I mean, we're not in a position to be able to do that for people. You know, you've got to have a really great team of people and a lot of volunteers wanting to give up time to create something like this, because it's not easy. It's hard work. It's, you know, it's a slog, and you know, but we do it out of absolute love for the project, for the kids that use it, for, you know, all our families, and it's totally worth it. And it's what we, you know, it's the best thing to have come out of all of the nonsense in the last 3 years. You know, this is what we needed to do. This is what a lot of people told us to do at the very beginning, and said, you know, you need to go away back into your communities, and you need to build. And that's exactly what we've done.
Right.
We've gone back. We've built something. We're opening it up to, you know, anybody who wants to, you know, all of our people need to come and use this space, come and see what it is. And we still know loads of people who haven't actually managed to get here yet, because we're aware, you know, we're down in the southeast, and you know, we've got people, you know, all over the country who haven't quite managed to be here yet. But you know, come down and see us, we're here.
Brilliant. Yeah. And I can second that. It's a fantastic venue. There's some fantastic food, home cooked food, homegrown and home cooked food in the sort of little cafe back there, which I really love. And yeah, the whole place is just fantastic.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of people came to our music festival that was on last summer, summer of 22, and it was fantastic. It was a music festival like music festivals used to be. You know, it was so great, and the energy was amazing, and everybody loved it, and we had, you know, there was no trouble. It was just brilliant. And unfortunately, we're not putting one on. We're not putting a full music festival on this summer, because we've been so focused in everything else that we've been building and doing and working towards. But we are going to have a mini fest, which is going to be about a day and a half, and we're going to have that on Friday the 14th of July and Saturday the 15th of July. So we're going to the details for that will be coming out soon, but we have also already been contacting the artists who played at our last festival, and we've got a date booked in for next year as well. So you heard it here first.
Brilliant.
Music Festival at Hope, the Freedom Music Festival, will be back in 2024.
So where can people go to find out more about Hope Sussex? You've got a website, haven't you?
We've got a website, and our website at the moment, it looks a bit rubbish because it's a holding page, but we've got some fantastic people in your elements, guys, up in London, who've been really supportive of the project, and they've been working on creating a new website for us. So we've been busy writing content and sending photos, and it's looking amazing, and that will go live fairly soon. So there'll be lots of information on our website. We've got a Telegram page as well, Hope Sussex Community Telegram channel, where lots of events get shared on, so that's a good place to go. And emailing us, getting on our mailing list is probably the best thing. We send out a weekly email that we advertise all our events on. You can see all our schedule of the different sessions that go on for our home ed families, workshops for adults and children and all sorts. And we have events running in the holidays. We've got a summer home ed camp coming up as well in July. So a whole week of camping for the family with loads of activities put on by our tutors. So it's going to be great. We've got so much going on. It's mental.
That sounds fantastic.
We're so busy. It's crazy.
Brilliant.
There's always something going on here. Yeah, it's great.
So just going to the home ed sort of concept.
Yeah.
First of all, why should people be interested in that?
I think really, if you're kind of our way of thinking about everything that's happened in the last 3 years, and your kind of mind is open to the kind of fear and the lies and everything that are perpetuated by, you know, the system that we live in, we need to be really aware of that impact on our children. And I come from, you know, an education background. I was a primary school teacher of 10 years, and I saw it firsthand, you know, and you know it does indoctrinate children. Your children are being taught a curriculum that you haven't decided. You know, the government or the incumbent government have written it, and they're the ones who decide on what your children, you know, they think your children need to learn. And you know, children are individual and unique, and you know your child best and what, you know, learning they're most interested in, or what learning is going to suit them the best. So for me, it was a no-brainer when I really thought. I mean, I'd always struggled with having the children in school, and whilst I was busy teaching other people's children, and I wasn't really having a clue what my 3 children were doing. So when our youngest came along, I really thought, you know, actually this is something I'm really interested in doing. And I had home educated my daughter through year 2 because I didn't want her taking SATs. I was moving her from one school to another. There wasn't a place. So I home educated her for about 9 months, and I absolutely loved it. And this is while I was teaching still part-time. And I just thought, wow, you know what? Anybody, you can do this. You know, and you don't need to be a trained teacher. People say to me, yeah, but you're a teacher, you know, it'll be easy for you. And, you know, but actually, you learn with your child. You don't have to be an expert in any subject. It's about learning together and making it fun, and actually having that, you know, that opportunity to spend time with your child. And you don't need to replicate school. That is the first thing I'll always tell people who are interested. And we get messages on a weekly basis from families wanting advice on home educating. And first thing I'll say to them is, well, the first thing is, you know, actually don't create a timetable. Don't try and do school 9 to 3, because actually that's all that's going to do is to completely bore your child, and how are you ever going to fit that in? And you don't need to do that, because actually, you know, 20 minutes of really focused learning with phonics is easily, you know, if you're doing phonics with your child or writing, you know, you can get more in that period of time than you could do in an hour's lesson in school. So I think parents aren't quite aware of how much time is wasted within a school day as well. You know, there's not a huge amount of learning that takes place, you know, in a classroom, and you're dealing with 30 children who are all pretty much at different levels. So having some one-to-one time with your children is always going to be a really positive, you know, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a positive, should be a positive learning experience for both of you. So yeah, I'm a massive advocate of, you know, of people within our community home educating. I think, you know, they are so worth investing in. We don't have our kids for very long, you know, so, you know, the time we have with them while they're younger, spend that time. You know, if they're going to school, they're getting taught all sorts of stuff that they don't need to be taught. Their heads filled with fear and worry, and, you know, the amount of anxiety that children are experiencing now through schooling, bullying, you know, and the peer pressure and clothing and what they should be wearing, and it's just, yeah, it's crazy. And it's so lovely to see the children who are home ed not exposed to that kind of worrying and fear and anxiety at all. You know, these kids are free and they're happy and they're thriving, and, you know, we've got loads of children here taking GCSEs early. And you don't even need to take your GCSEs if you don't want to. You know, lots of colleges accept children who, you know, can do an access course, don't need the GCSEs. But, you know, we have a lot of families who do want to go down that path, and if they, you know, and we've got children taking them at 14 years old.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
So
good.
if someone decides to home educate, what support do you offer at Hope for those people?
Well, the biggest support that we can offer is giving them the friendship that they can get here, really, and and through other families. I think the hardest thing is for the parent. It's for the parents to just make that choice and that decision. It can be nerve-wracking. You think you're not doing the right job, not the right thing. You're not sure where to go with it. The thing about being in a community is it gives you have all of that support. That sharing of ideas, of knowledge, and everything is invaluable. It really is. So, it's amazing. And having families here to be able to ask those questions, and the children to become really good. We have children who form such great friendships. That's really so important. And actually, that I know a lot of families who, when they remove their children from school, have a period where they're just kind of going, whoa, let's just breathe for a bit. Let's just not worry about, what lessons we're doing now. Let's just take some time as a family to talk about what it is that we really want to do as a family. What is it that you're interested in learning? Let's take some time to do that. And some people call that a period of kind of unschooling, where the children are just coming out of those routines that they've learned through school, and that's really important. It's really important as a family just to have that time and take that pressure off. Yeah.
No, it does sound fantastic support system there in place for anyone. And I think finally, if you can just say your contact details, really, what your website is, the email, any other social media.
Absolutely.
places.
Okay. Well, we're on Facebook, so you can find us on Facebook, Hope Sussex Community. You can do a search, you can find us on there. Telegram channel is public, so again, find us on there. Website www.hopesussex.co.uk, and you can email us as well at support@hopesussex.co.uk. But I would strongly urge, as many of us as we can get, really, to remove your children from the system, and create. That's how we're going to create a parallel universe, a parallel world, something better for our children. And I genuinely would love to see more places like this all over the country, because I see the power of the positivity that is here, and I'd love to see that everywhere for other people to enjoy. And they can do what they want in the outside world. If we've got this place and we're surrounded by amazing people, and we're creating something really wonderful for the children, then that is ultimately the goal.
Fantastic. Well, you're providing groundbreaking thing going on here, and a template, I think, that other people around the country can follow.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't really a kind of. We've had a lot of people ask us, how do you do it? There isn't really a kind of a set kind of thing of how to do it. We created a CIC, so we're not a charity, but we have charitable status. So we're a community interest company, and we're all of us are volunteers, and I think that's really important. Nobody's making any money out of this project. Nobody gains from it. Everybody who is here is all here out of love, and that is so important. There isn't a hierarchy. We're all chip in and do everything we can, and we're so. I'd like to end by saying, a massive heartfelt thanks to everybody who is contributed their time here to this project, because it means the absolute world to so many people. We've got people here working this weekend, people who couldn't make this one but have been at previous work weekends, people who come and support all the events we've put on, people who've come and helped to do different things here. It's amazing, and from everyone who uses the site, we're so very grateful. And of course, everybody who's donated to us as well. Actually, I should say a massive thank you to the people who've just finished the walk around the Isle of Wight. We had 19 people who've just finished off a 70-mile walk around the whole coastal route around the Isle of Wight, and we did that. They did that to fundraise for Hope. So we don't get any kind of official funding, so everything to keep this place open is done through donation and through us doing events. So massive thank you to everybody who walked, everybody who donated. You know, please come and support us at Hope Sussex. We need you guys.
And is there a thing on the website, donate button?
There is a donate button on our website. So yeah, if people like what they've heard and they think this is something I could really get behind, this is a real project. It's not, we're not a charity with CEOs taking lots of money, and we don't spend money on advertising or anything like that. This has all been done completely out of love and the desire to create a new world.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic vision, and thank you very much for your time, Sadie.
Thank you, Tim.
And I just think this is fantastic. And if you want to donate, go along to the website and do what you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.